Hey, what's up, guys? Just Austin here checking in. So just wanted to add this quick video to do an update on the sales challenge. So this would be for day 5. Obviously now it's the weekend, it's a few days later, but just wanted to come in here and chime in and share a few thoughts on business. So if you can solve problems in business, you can potentially be rich. So you say, oh, what do you mean by that? If you can solve problems in business, you can potentially be rich. Of course, a lot of other factors come into play, such as structure, systemization, your operations, your fulfillment, all of those things come into play. But if you can solve problems, you can potentially be rich. Here's what I mean, guys. And this applies in your own business personally, and it applies for other businesses or other consumers that you are selling your product or your service to. So like I said, if you can solve problems, guys, you can potentially be rich. If you can take a company from here, which is their current state, and take them to here, which is their future or objective state, and if you can fill that gap in between and provide a solution that is more valuable than the price that you are charging, you can potentially be rich. You can sell a lot of those products, and you can have the opportunity and the shot to make a lot of money. So this is for your business as it relates to other businesses, right? But also on the flip side, when you're putting together your whole structure for your own business, you guys have to figure out a process and a system that works for your business to, number 1, generate leads, number 2, convert those leads into paying customers. And so between that entire process of even generating leads all the way up to here, converting those leads into paying customers, you guys have to figure out the gap, everything that's in between the gap. So if you can figure out that gap of how to make that whole entire system and process work, you can potentially become rich, wealthy, make a lot of money. So this is why, one of the reasons why I created BizSX, to solve a lot of the problems that businesses and business owners, entrepreneurs, salespeople face when they're actually out in the field, actually trying to make money, actually trying to promote their product or service, or just structuring the operations on the back end to make sure everything is running as effective and efficient as possible in order to maximize results. So just to share a personal story that I encountered personally with this exact same problem and how we found a solution to it, I'll go ahead and share it right now. So with my business on the B2B side, a lot of the Facebook advertising, Google advertising, YouTube advertising is very expensive to reach B2B consumers or B2B, the B2B network, right? So the best bet with that is going to be cold calling and outreach. And so one of the problems that I had for the longest is, I want to sell this product to business owners and people that are in need of the solution, but I'm just having trouble. So what had to happen is that over 10, 11, 12 years of experience, we had to just go back in the toolbox and think, okay, for B2B, the best solution is going to be cold calling and outreach. And so once we started doing that, we started getting some more traction. But then we still were not seeing, I guess, as many results as we should have been seeing. So then we had to go back in the toolbox and think again, okay, so our sales conversion rate and our sales is still not what it should be. It can be much better. So what can we change? Like, what's the number 1 predictor that contributes directly to revenue generation? What's the number 1 thing that if you can directly increase this number 1 thing, and just by increasing that number 1 thing, even if you are a salesperson that closes at 20%, you can directly increase substantially your revenue and the income and the money that comes in. And so all of a sudden it just came to me, appointments. So this came to me out of the blue. If we can just solve for getting more appointments in the door and locking in appointments and making sure those appointments show up to their scheduled meeting. And we have a team that is commonly known as the enforcer team that makes sure these people show up for their set appointment, so we can reduce our no-show rate. So our sales team, whether it be myself or one of our sales guys, have the opportunity to sit down with that person for a set time, whether it be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, and present our solution and talk about their problems and how our solution could potentially or possibly solve their problems. Then we can directly increase our revenue by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%, 80%, 100%, 1,000% fold just by solving for X. So that's what we had to do. We had to come up with a solution internally within our business in order to solve that problem. So when you're building your business out, whether you're in the beginning or your season 10 years in, problems will come up in your own business internally that you'll have to solve for and that you'll have to isolate and figure out in order to get to that next level. And for us, and for me personally, that was solving the equation for how do we get more appointments on the calendar. Because I know if we can get more appointments booked, that's going to have a direct correlation, a direct impact on our income, because the more people we sit with and the more opportunities you get at bat to do your pitch and to explain what you do, the better opportunity and the direct correlation it has to directly impact your sales. So a lot of it is just really common sense, but sometimes you just have to step back and really think of this from a different perspective to make sure everything is aligned. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're building out your business. Not only are you going to be solving your potential customers and your prospects' problems, you're also going to have to be solving your own problems internally to break out of some of those areas that are holding you back, right? Some of those areas that are causing bottlenecks in your business. So definitely keep that in mind. And also remember that the bigger the problem you solve, right, the more you can potentially get paid for solving that particular problem. So definitely keep this in mind. When people solve big problems, guess what? They get paid big money. When people solve small and little problems that lots of people can solve, typically you get paid smaller money. So when you're solving bigger problems, you're typically going to make bigger money. So just keep that in mind, guys. Remember, you guys are always going to be solving problems. And when you solve problems in your business and you solve problems for your potential customers and your prospects business, you can potentially become rich and become wealthy and make a lot of money. All right, guys, that's my time for today. I hope this video was informative and gave you some insight, and I hope you got some value from this video. I'm out, guys. Stay sharp and keep pitching and keep making the sales. All right, guys, I'm out.